Hello everyone, I'm Chester44, also known as Belai, and welcome to this Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous. Last episode, we took care of a few minor little things, just running around, some missions and talkings that we missed out on. And now, we have access to the Harem of Ardent Dreams. Let's go in and speak to the local leader. Alright, in we go. Regil, get on your mount. Apparently you can't be on the mount here. I don't know why. Hello, Shamira. A red-haired, beautiful demon sits majestically on the throne, an aura of bright light blazing around her. It's not the gentle, life-giving light that shines on Galarian. This light blinds, withers, makes a person burn with fever, draining their strength. And who do we have here? The latest wanderer from another world coming to seek my patronage? I do come here seeking your patronage. Shamira looks you up and down with a contemptuous expression, then answers with a scoff. So, what use can you be to me, you foolish little mortal? The most powerful demons serve me. What can your pitiful self offer me that they can't? In your mind, Shamira's voice sounds calmer, though it is still arrogant. In truth, there is one thing you can help me with, Galarian, but the others mustn't know about it. Work for me and I'll grant you a share of my attention and patronage. No doubt you have already heard of Nahindrian crystals, objects of astonishing power that grant their owner incredible abilities. Everyone in Illusionera knows they exist, but no one knows what they are or where to get them. No one except for that smug cow, Hepzibah. I want you to find out what they are. My advice is to start searching in that pile of refuse known as the Lower City. Ask for Zephyrian, my predecessor, now a beggar. If that pathetic wretch is still alive, he may know something. Now go, and don't bother returning until you have the information I need. Here, take my mark so the arch near my palace will let you in. I don't want to waste my time waiting while you wind your way back through the streets of my city with valuable information. Your pack becomes a bit heavier, as if some new item has appeared inside it. The hand of the Inheritor addresses you, an undercurrent of alarm in his words. I see greed in the eyes of this fiend. She is ready to offer you a deal, and I sense that more than idle interest lies behind it. We both know Nahindrian crystals can make demons immensely powerful. We are pursuing Hepzibah to prevent her from creating and unleashing upon us an army of mythical monsters transformed by these crystals. Yet if you reveal the secret of the crystals to Shamira, we risk simply trading one enemy for another. Our mission demands that we make concessions, but it does not mean we must blindly obey every demon's request. Weigh each of Shamira's words, remember how cunning she is, and do not let her turn you into a tool she can use to commit atrocities. Armor your heart, and do only what you must, not what she, with all her promises and charms, will try to convince you to do. And be prepared to find a knife in your back at any moment. So you and Hepzibah aren't friends, I take it. In your mind, Shamira's voice answers with an arrogant scoff. Be friends with that miserable cow? Of course not. I'm courting her to learn her secrets, but it's a constant struggle not to put her in her place. Baphomet's minions are far too bold here in Illusionera. Tell me about these crystals you're so interested in. You haven't heard of Nahindrian crystals? Are all Galarians so stupid and unobservant? They are purple crystals. Possessing them grants immense power. Unfortunately, only high-ranking servants of Baphomet know where to find them or how to use them. They use the crystals to gain tremendous power, and now they strut around Illusionera like they own the place. Where should I look for Zephyrian? When I first heard about the crystals, it reminded me of the last days of Zephyrian's rule. He was Nocticula's right hand before me. He was plotting a coup, and I was spying on him to turn him into Nocticula and take his position. I remember that he was trying to get his hands on a purple crystal of some kind, and that he eventually succeeded. I didn't pay much attention at the time, but the current situation makes me think. Perhaps it was an Ahindrian crystal he was after. If so, Zephorian might know something about them. Where should I look for Zephorian? There is a note of disgust in Chimera's voice. In the depths. If he is still alive, the gravity of Nocticula's punishment would have dragged him to the very bottom of Elutionera. Dig through the garbage, talk to the vagrants and beggars. You're sure they don't expect me to do it, do you? Why did you choose me for this mission? Because you are neither a demon nor a resident of Elutionera. You're a wild card, an insignificant Galarian. No one is interested in your exploits, and you will not draw any unnecessary attention. You are not bound in service to any demon, and therefore, if you dig up any information, you will bring it to the one who will pay you the most for it. But that is to say, me. You won't run to your master because you don't have one, at least not here in the Abyss. If I gave this task to one of my servants, I could be sure of only one thing, that they would sell the information about my interest to my enemies, and then, if they learned anything about the crystals, they would use this information to benefit themselves instead of bringing it to me. Everything is clear to me. Wonderful, because this conversation is beginning to bore me. Does the name Willidus mean anything to you? Yes, Willidus is well known and highly esteemed in Elutionera. He is Nocticula's advisor and in charge of matters related to magic in Elutionera. That's why I would be happy to see the cursed dimwit doing some real work for a change. Instead, he's cowering in his palace because some Descarites put a price on his head and hired a group of toughs from the lower city. Why should I have to pick up the slack for that pathetic coward? I have a few questions. Curse Nocticula's hospitality for bringing these strangers from other planes to my city and my harem. I want to know more about Nocticula. Pursing her lips in a smug smile, Chimera answers with venom in her voice. What exactly are you expecting to hear from me beyond what any other resident of Elutionera could tell you? Yes, I am closer to Nocticula than anyone else, but do you really think I'll spill her secrets to you? Our Lady in Shadow doesn't like to be discussed behind her back, and the scope of her realm, the entire Midnight Isles, proves that her anger can be extremely dangerous. She is worshipped on many planes, including Galarian, right? At night, she sometimes comes to insane rapists and murderers, and paints in their minds pictures of immortality and horror, masterpieces of lust and despair. She is the first succubus, the most powerful and most seductive, the murderer of countless demon lords, and usurper of their abyssal realms. Over the bodies of her victims she climbed to unbelievable heights, and now she stands far above her loathsome brother Sokoth Benoth. Thus, she has proved her victories were gained not just by the means of her power, but also by her great intelligence and willpower. She was strong, beautiful, and free. It sounds like the beginning of a fairy tale. Or a bad novel. Come now, sweet Camellia, don't fret. I'm sure your own fairy tale could be far more beautiful. Oh, Count, you haven't the faintest idea what my happily ever after entails. Camellia permits herself a thin, mysterious smile. I think we have a few ideas. So, what kind of harem is this? What do you think? Because I am Chimera, the ardent dream, the chosen lover of the great Nocticula. Every time she grows weary of plots and conspiracies, and craves wild passion and warm caresses, she comes here to her harem. Doesn't the word harem mean a group of individuals always ready to copulate with the master or mistress of the harem? The name should accurately describe the function of the establishment. For instance, residence of a former angel intended for copulation between the above-mentioned angel girl and Lady Nocticula, which also performs the functions of a city hall. City Hall of Harlotry. So modern. Oh, so naughty. My suggestion is simple. The Screwery. Actually, that name suits all of Illusionera. I've seen you with Hepzimira at the flesh markets. Tell me about her. Hepzimira is an honored guest here in Illusionera. I am not going to discuss her with every stranger I meet. In your mind, Shamira's voice sounds nervous and angry. Don't you use your brain at all, Galarian, to ask such foolish questions? You can't show any open interest in that horned scum. Did I somehow fail to convey that the most important requirement of the task entrusted to you is discretion? Hepzimira is no mere offshoot of Baphomet's line, but a Nephilim, his own daughter. Considering how fertile that old goat is, this might not sound very impressive, but she is the most powerful and capable of all Baphomet's children. To attract her father's attention, she sacrificed her 5 elder brothers, and then, to earn his approval, her own mother. Baphomet generously shared his power and knowledge with her. He even gave her command of his favorite toy, the Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth. Moreover, he entrusted her with a secret mission directly linked with Nahindrian crystals. After that, the cloven-hoofed twit became insufferably arrogant. I could barely refrain from ripping her head off. Be extremely careful during your investigation. Hepzimira is strong, cunning, and cautious to the verge of paranoia. If she catches the merest whiff of your interest, she'll immediately eliminate you. But you'd better pray to your gods that not even your shadow points toward my harem and hints at my involvement. How did you achieve such a high standing? Oh, you don't know my story? Well, this explains why you're not on your knees before me. I was once a celestial being, and my fiery wings carried me from the upper planes to insignificant little worlds like your Galarian. I gifted fantasies and dreams, kindled flames in the wild minds of dreamers, and I loved it. Sometimes these fantasies took shapes too daring and unbridled, or so it seemed to me, but I made no effort to stop it. A dream is a bird, not a horse. You can't restrain it, you can only hurt it with your reins. The dreams I sowed were becoming more daring, bolder, and with them I changed as well. One day I rejected the limits imposed on me by my masters. In the world I was visiting, a wildfire of dreaming broke out, a dream so daring and bold it could come to fruition only through great atrocities and monstrous immoral deeds. I could have stopped it, but I didn't. I was mesmerized by this great vision. I didn't return to my world as I would not be accepted. Instead, I descended into the abyss looking for someone who would truly appreciate me and the dreams that I bestow. Nocticula noticed my flame blazing over the dark waters of the ocean. She came for me and enshrouded me in her shadows. That night was very memorable. Since then, I have served her and have been her closest friend and her right hand. Do you really hate Aasimars and kill them brutally? Shamira smiles, looking very much like the large and hungry cat that has just spotted its next victim. Oh, yes. It is an incomparable pleasure to gradually deprive them of everything they once had. Their first hope, then their noble appearance, their innocence, and finally their life. When they scream, renouncing everything they once believed in, their masters, their gods, their heritage, it is music to my ears. Shamira's eyes narrow, her expression unkind. Do not for a moment think I am unaware of who stole that batch of young Aasimar women from me, the ones who'd been shipped to Dyunk in the flesh markets. I'll remember that, Galarian. Had he not been killed by his ladies, I would have given you the one who had done such horrible things to them. I don't even remember his name, except it started with an L and had a Z in it. He was an ass. No more questions. And I have to go. Go now and come back when you have something useful. My time is precious and I can't waste it on every mortal who fancies a chat. Admittedly, I thought this area was something else, but no matter. Let us leave and head to the lower city and find the appropriate beggar. Also, get back on your mount. Thank you.
We do it my way.
Also, we now have another one of these. I can go ahead and put right down here. Now, going down to the Battle Bliss is the closest area that's outside. We just need to speak with random beggars. And here we are. Alright. Spare a coin or I'll spit in your face and give you the plague. Beggar raises his eyes to you, his gaze clouded by dull anger. What you want? Who are you? A beggar screwed over by fate. Can't you see for yourself? Tell me what you need or piss off. Can't really see you through the floating thing. How can I find Zephorian? Eh? Who's that? Never heard of anyone by that name. And if anyone has heard of him, they wouldn't be telling you anyway. You might find a beggar in the lower city who would be willing to chat with you, but before you find him, you'll have worn through those nice boots of yours. That's one good pair of boots. It'd be a shame if you ruined him. How about just give him to me instead? Maybe a small donation would jog your memory? Know what? Better be on your way now. I don't need no money and no shady deals with you. I don't want to know what you're looking for. Yeah, get lost. Look for this Zeph. For that freak you're looking for somewhere else. If you want him that badass around, maybe someone saw him, but leave me alone. Can't beg with you hanging around. Well, we'll keep searching the beggars. Give me a coin, otherwise get lost.
Follow if you dare.
There we go. Can't talk to that beggar. Nothing there. Down the rooftops, I suppose.
The mongrel did it.
I'm off.
Oh! I think this Fortle will fetch a good price at the flesh markets. Let's bind her up and take her to the slave traders before she makes a fuss. Seriously? Dude, have you forgotten that I completely destroyed the entirety of the flesh markets? I guess they were unaware. Oh, we've just got an outright brawl in the middle of the streets here. And they're all dead. Nice try, but seriously, we destroyed the flesh markets. What the fuck did you expect was going to happen?
I do what I must.
Well, let's keep looking. Okay, down this way, I guess. Maybe this way. Whole bunch of beggars here. Any one of these maybe have something?
There's something here.
Oh, probably that up there. Well, let's keep looking. The beggar unleashes a stream of angry curses. Look at this stupid Galarian strutting around, pestering everyone with their stupid questions. Can't even beg for alms in peace. What do you want? Are you doing this for laughs? There's not a beggar in the lowest city you haven't harassed. What was it you wanted to know again? Come on, ask away and piss off. Who are you? A dog of war mutilated and deprived of everything I had by the cruel Mendem Crusaders. Care to spend a coin? You don't seem too willing to share any information. Why should we tell you anything? Who are you to demand answers from us? Just strutting around, badgering everyone, getting in the way of good, honest begging. The only information I have for you is where you can shove your stupid questions. Have you heard of Zephorian? Well, maybe there was a fellow with such a name, or maybe there wasn't. I don't know, and the others don't know either. What's your problem with us? Go ask around the Middle City. You can even search for him in Shamira's dark hole for all I care. Just leave us alone. Do you know where I can find Zephorian, yes or no? I don't know, and no one else knows either. Just leave him alone. Go ask the man in charge. Maybe he knows where this Zephorian of yours is. If he doesn't, then no one else does. As soon as you see our gang, start asking around. Our boss never walks by himself. He always has a crowd with him. Like this crowd? The dead eyes of the beggars watch you closely. They hold out their hands and repeat with well-practiced enthusiasm, "Spare a coin, stranger?" I wonder why they beg for coins. What do they want to buy? Actually, no, I don't want to know. If I find out, I'm sure I will only be upset or angry or disgusted. Does anyone know Zephorian? Some of the beggars seem to prick up their ears at your words. Noticing that you are looking directly at them, they reluctantly stand. You definitely managed to draw the vagrants' attention, but they do not appear to be in a hurry to share any information with you. Study the reactions on the beggars' faces. One of the beggars draws your attention. Despite the pitiful rags covering his scabbed body, he holds himself a little more erect than the others, and a dirty but obviously expensive ring sparkles on his hand. Unlike the others, he looks at you without interest or greed, but with arrogant indifference. The leader of the beggars realizes you've figured him out, but he continues to examine you with an indifferent look. His tightly pressed lips indicate he will not simply give you the information you seek. Would you be so kind as to tell me where I could find Zephorian, esteemed leader of these poor souls? A slight smile touches the beggar's lips as he condescends to answer. We're filth on the streets of Illusionera, and you trample us under your feet, and yet you are polite to me. This is wise, because we will all turn into filth sooner or later. This is why I will deal kindly with you. The beggar leader picks at his ear with his knobby, dirty-nailed finger and then says, A filthy pile of garbage once named Zephorian begs at the entrance to the Battle Bliss, the gladiator arena. That's where you'll find him. Got it. To the Battle Bliss, then. We know exactly where that is. Head over here, climb the rooftop.
Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome.
Got a little experience from that, because I guess we hadn't done that yet. There we go. So, over by the Battle Bliss. Should be over here, then. Must be you. The vagrant is repulsive, even by the standards of the Abyss. His lumpy, scarred face makes you think he was put through a meat grinder, then shaped back into a semblance of his former body and left to live out his life. His tall and once impressive figure has been shattered. His arms are covered in the protruding lumps of unset bones that were left to heal him properly. The beggar is clad in many layers of dirty, smelly rags onto which hundreds of keys are sewn, from the tiny toy box keys to a giant cast iron key that bows the demon's neck almost to the ground. So you're looking for Zephorian. He's long dead, but that doesn't seem to be stopping you. Well, so what do you want with a dead man? Zephorian, the master of lies and trickery. I remember fighting him. What do you know about Nihindrian crystals? Well, there's a tale told in Illusionera. A tale about crystals that grant immense power. But what exactly they are, and from where do they draw this power, no one seems to know. I've seen something like it only once before. I found the first crystal on the Isle of Vazglar, and it seemed useless to me. It contained a great deal of power, but it was of no use whatsoever. I meant to give it to my patron, as he would have found a way to use it, but I never had the chance. Some feeble mortal mage managed to steal the crystal from me. He locked himself in a tower, examined the crystal, studied it, and managed to find some use for it. But he was under Nocticula's protection, so I never tried to hunt him down. The demon grins unpleasantly. I bet you're thinking I'm just going to tell you the name you'll seek, and then you can just rush off to have a chat with that mage. Not a chance. The mage wasn't a demon. He was a mortal who served Nocticula's arcane needs back in the day. Kicked the bucket long ago. All that's left of him is the tower in the upper city, locked and protected by magic. Many have tried to get inside in the hopes of stealing something of value, but their remains rotted long ago. No use talking to them now. Ah, but you're curious now. You would like to have a poke around in that tower, wouldn't you? Perhaps you could find something of use in there, yes? Zephorian gives a mocking grin, then sighs and takes a single key from his rags, handing it to you with a sweeping gesture. Take it while I'm still feeling generous. This will open the way into the tower. When I ruled Illusionera, I made sure I had a key for every hideout and tucked away nook in the city. You'll never know when they might come in handy. Here, take this and get lost. No one will throw me a coin with you hanging about. Take a closer look at the surprisingly selfless demon. Something spiteful and vicious lurks in the depths of this beggar's eyes. He looks like a predator waiting in ambush, or rather a scavenger waiting impatiently for his prey's agony to finally end so he can enjoy his meal. Whatever his motives, this demon obviously does not wish you well and is already counting down the minutes to your imminent demise. You're giving me the key, just like that. Yeah, why not? I don't need it. And I don't need anything from you except for you to leave me alone. Now go on, get lost. The Isle of Vazglar, where is that? Yes, Vazglar. A wild place, an island in Ishiar, deserted. No one really cared about it. I had a secluded lair there where I kept all sorts of nasty tricks for Nocticula. Anyone who'd found my den would have made a tidy profit. But not so long ago, the island sank unexpectedly. No point to trying to look for it anymore. Why are these crystals called Nahindrian? Who knows? It's a whim of fashion. The thing is, they're not actually Nahindrian at all. Nahindri was a demon lord, the master of treasures, dungeons, and shiny trinkets. If he'd had crystals such as these, I really doubt Nocticula would have been able to kill him all those centuries ago. Back then, they were just called purple crystals. You're lying to me. You're trying to lure me into a trap. The demon's ugly maw breaks into a malicious grin. You'll probably die there. Or maybe you won't, and you'll find out what Shamira wants. It was Shamira who sent you, right? She was the one who turned me into Nocticula back in the day, and now she wants to topple her mistress and take her place, just as I once tried to. That's why she wants those crappy crystals so much. So be it, I say. Whoever loses this fight, I'll be the winner, and I'll savor the outcome. You, Shamira, Nocticula, may you all drop dead, tear out each other's throats, and strangle each other with your own intestines. You're all scum, and I'll piss on your corpses as they float by on an ocean of your blood. Share your knowledge with me. I know a lot about Illusionera and about its current ruler, too. Trust me, staying in power in this city wasn't easy. What would you like to know? What did you do to fall so low? I was overly hasty. I had power back then, and it grew with every passing day. Lamashtu's belch. I was just a step away from becoming more powerful than Nocticula and toppling her from her throne. And why not? After all, that's exactly how she got where she is now after she took down that toothy old thief Viria Vaxus. I was about to start my coup and had even found a powerful patron, Sokoth Benoth, Nocticula's brother, who had a serious grudge against her. But before I had time to start, that sly mortal mage stole an important thing from me, a thing that could have shifted the balance of power. And then that red-headed little bitch learned about my plans. She turned me into Nocticula, and she struck before I could. I fell, and the red-headed harlot took my place. Ah, Shamira, I should have strangled you the moment you appeared in the abyss. What do you think of Illusionera today? It's the same pile of crap it was when I was in charge. Here in the abyss, everything changes constantly, but nothing really changes at all. I could tell you how much better the city was when I ran things, but it would be a lie. Back in my day, it was no different. Just as I did, Chimera rules this crazy lot with an iron fist, subduing them through terror and violence. It doesn't take a genius to do that. You just need to be absolutely ruthless and have enough power to be able to drown any insolent scum in his own blood. Actually, it can be done by any brainless desperate who can crush mountains but can't count how many corpses are impaled on his spiky claw. Got any advice on how to survive in this place? The demon responds with fervor, the words positively bursting out of him. Do not trust anyone, and once you ascend high enough, be especially suspicious of the unexpected gifts that will suddenly start being showered upon you. No one here does anything without a reason. With a bitter chuckle, the incubus makes an obvious effort to stem this outpouring of hard-won knowledge. That's enough about that. I'm leaving. Enjoy your walk around Illusionira. Alright. So we need to get into the upper city. Seems that's where everything is, including personal quests. So, I'm going to end this episode here. Next episode, we head for the upper city. Till then, I am Chestic44, also known as Spalai. That is me, Regil, Camellia, Darren, Lan, and Nenio. This has been a Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous, and I shall see you all next time.